Ingram, and it is my pleasure to help you to create your own Google site. We're going to take it step by step on how to make a site, and we are going to see all of the different tools that this application has for you to use. Everything's very simple and basic. It can be very overwhelming at the beginning when you're still figuring out the steps and the places that you need to click on. But believe me, it is very helpful. Everything is in a template, and all you need to do is insert your own information. I'm going to show you a couple examples of some sites and how to organize all the information that you need and give you some ideas of what to include your own. Because guess what, guys? You are going to be creating your own website at the end of the short video of me explaining how to do it. So I hope that you learned something new today, and if you have any questions, just put them in the comment section or in the GOG questions form at the very bottom of this website. See you in a minute. Let's do this. So, Google Sites has been one of my favorite Google educational tools ever. It is so easy to use because everything that you do on it is already made for you. So there is pre-made templates that all you have to do is go in and change pictures, change links, add text, images, videos, anything that you want. The possibilities are endless of the things that you can do. And all Google Sites is just a website of your own that you create within the Google Suite. All of these are really great because you can choose for all things to be protected and stay within like your district. So like your eTown district, all of our sites that we create are going to have this type of link. So if you go at the very top, you can see that my link to this website that you are in, our SPPD website, is sites.google.com/etown.kyschools.us/Ingram. If you type those things in a browser, it's automatically going to show up to this. In a website, you can include all kinds of information. You can choose for the website to kind of replace or go along with your Google Classroom. Today I did a Google Slides PD in which I taught a group of you guys to do a virtual Google Classroom. All of the materials needed to create a Google Classroom have been written or typed up here. There's examples with pictures, and there's even a link that takes you to the resources of how to make your own virtual classroom. So if that's something that you're interested in going and checking, you can do so on here and get a lot of free resources. So this is called a site, not a website, because it's created within the platform of Google. It is very simple to do because there are already pre-made templates for you to simply input your information to create your classroom. And right now, I would like for you to kind of follow along with me and see the steps so that you know what to do. Again, this isn't rocket science. We can all do it, but just be patient and follow along with the simple steps so that you see it. And at the end of this video, we will have a time for us to all create a website and play along. To create your classroom website, simply go on Google Sites. You can start with a blank site and make it your own, or simply use one of the existing templates. Why a Google site? A Google site is an easy way to present your content to your students and communicate and engage with them and their parents. In a Google site, you can integrate Google Docs, you can integrate a Google slideshow, you can put Google Forms, anything Google can go on a Google site. And that way is where a one-stop where every single thing that you want to share with people is at. These can be assignments or they can just simply be information that's displayed for them. I'm going to go to this Getting Started section. Here is links to these 3 different tools. If you want to go back and look at these, use them, you can. If you're only interested in Google Slides section, just go to the bottom. So to create your own site, you're going to go to sites.google.com. Then you're going to go to create. And that is going to take you automatically to this, a blank template. So the very first thing that you're going to see whenever you create a site, a basic one from scratch, this is without using a template, is going to be your title, which can be whatever you choose it to be, right? You can change the image in the background. They have already a bank of images that you can simply select from. They're all very pretty and fit automatically to the size of the website. Google automatically adjusts for the readability, so automatically made it that way. But if you like the way it looked before, you simply touch or click on those stars and leave it there. You have the control over all of the text and how it displays. It doesn't give you a lot of options. You're kind of tied up to the fonts and some of the things in the theme, but you can kind of select through different types of text. Obviously, this is the header of your website, so you can choose to make it a title. So it's kind of, you can also kind of play with this, and it shows you the grid lines in the back of your title. I'm going to name this tutorial for the sake of our class. And I'm going to change this so it kind of stands out. And this is our tutorial website, so I'm going to name it tutorial. If you had a logo for yourself or you have your Bitmoji kind of face, you can add it on there to be the logo of your website. There is many tools that you have right here. Right now, we're making a website, a site, a Google site from scratch. So all I see, I can't even scroll up and down. I'm scrolling on my mouse and it's not going anywhere. All there is right now to the site is this that you see. If this was published out there on the web, all we would see is the word tutorial and a blank space. Now, the very first tool I'm going to show you, it's on the right side. It's themes. And this is the theme that we are in. It is simple. And as you can see, it is very plain and simple. Just a header and a blank space. And if you are creative and want to take your time, by all means, add anything that you want. In the insert section, right here are your 3 sections of tools for your website. In the insert section, you can start putting everything you want from scratch. If you want to know what you add and you want to keep it simple or detailed, you add it from here. You can choose to add images straight from your computer, straight from your drive. You can add documents straight from your Google Drive, text, embed links, and so forth. But if you notice and you scroll down this bar, you have a lot of more options than just those. You can automatically insert sections that are pre-made. You can choose to add a table of contents. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. And it automatically went to the top. That way, all the different headings in your document are automatically made into a heading. I will show you how. Let me add text. Let's make this a header or a title. And this section is going to be called, what do we call it? Top. And that automatically makes this little section called top. Let's make another one. Guess what? Let's call this one closing. Right now it's displaying as closing. Can be made bigger, smaller, whatever it needed to be, and so on. So I'm creating this website from scratch. This is a table of contents section. You know it's a table of contents because it displays this little hide symbol. And if I was to click on top, it would take me straight here. If I click on closing, it would go straight down there. You don't have to be a web developer or a coder. It kind of does everything automatically for you. You can add videos from YouTube. You can add calendars that you have pre-made on your classes, so that could be linked to calendars that belong to your classes. Like, let's say I wanted a calendar that belonged to our EIS VPD. I could add that there. If I don't like something, I can delete it. Then you can control the colors, the backgrounds. If it's an image, you can choose to control all of that. All of these elements that I just added, you can choose to change it based on the topic it is, which is this one, simple. You can erase things in any of the versions, this simple one or the other one. If you're thinking, man, this is a lot of work, I don't want to deal with having to create a website from scratch. I don't have the time for that, to think about how it's organized. That's not my route. And you're like, that's just too much time. I don't have that time. School's starting next week. I need a site right now. You are going to do this the other fun way. Go to Google Sites, sites.google.com, hit create, click create, and new sites recommended. And at the very bottom of your screen, like around right there, you see where it says unsure where to begin? Try a template. Go to the template gallery, and guess what? All of these already pre-made websites display for you. Just like you have templates in Google Forms, and all those. Same deal. I'm going to hit this education one because it's easy. You can navigate through the other ones. And it already has the components for an educational website. You can change your class name, home, check this one. It has a schedule, it has a newsletter section, everything's on here. So you change everything. It already has a layout with sections made for you. You can use these images because they're Google approved. That's why they're here. And you can simply replace it with things that you need. Student sites, parent sites, school forms. You can edit this footer so it has your name, your email, and contact information, and so on. If you go to the schedules section, you get it all on here. Whatever you need to be there. If you don't like something, you can simply scroll on the left side of the menu. If you want to change a color, you can. And on the themes section, you can change the color. If you don't like those colors very much, or that look, you can simply change it and pick your own colors that are all adjustable. Perfect, right? So everything on Google Sites can be adapted to exactly what you want it to be. If you don't know where something is, simply ask. Like, honestly, Google it, or ask a friend, ask me. If you want to create a Google site and you're trying to find out where something is, just ask. It's the only way how to get those kinks out of the way and get used to it. Now, let me move me to this other side. Once you are done with your website and it is ready to go, you are ready for parents, students, colleagues to see it, you are going to save or create yourself a link for your website. At this point, I've only shown you how to make a website from scratch and how to do it from a template. It is not public on the web. You're going to go to this top right section. Once you do this part, once you create your link, this is your link for this website. I'm going to call this Ingram class. And this will let me know if this website link is available. Right now it shows a little arrow check. It says check, so that means it's available. If it wasn't, and I'm going to backspace a little bit, it will tell me, hey, that's a great address, but it's already taken. I have it somewhere else. So Ingram class, if you wanted to have your website, there it is. And who can view my site? So this is who will be able to see this link that says only people in Elizabethtown Independent Schools. I want to make it public to everybody. So I'm going to change that to public. That means anybody will be able to see it, and that makes it as a viewer. So if I'm ready to publish it, I'm going to hit publish. And just as you put a website out there, you can choose to unpublish it in the future. Hit unpublish, and that way you won't. That way you will not have your website public anymore. Okay, so let's say this continues to be kind of your work section. Let's say you don't like how something looks, or you saw a typo or something, or hey, you know what? You don't want to display your schedule and your newsletter up here. You need to add a different tab. So you go to your pages section, and in your pages section, you can change the name of these tabs. How do you do that? You see these 3 dots stacked on top of each other on the right. You go here, properties, and you change the name. I'll call it homepage. You can have advanced things that kind of gives you some different custom details. Now, same thing with the pages. I can change the name of that one. I can change newsletter. Or if I don't need that many tabs, I just want one single page of a website, I just leave it at that. And people need to search something in my website, they can find it. Now, if you want to add more pages, you simply add them right here. Calendar. So there it is, my homepage and my calendar. Time you edit your website, you need to update it live for it to be published out there for your parents, for the public. You have to go back here and click on publish, and that will show you what your current published website looks like and what the one that you've been updating looks like. So this website has 2 tabs. This one has 3. So any new things have not been published yet. So to change that, I just simply click unpublish. If at any time you want to see your website, simply go to your link or hit the view button after you publish. And this is what this website looks like once it's out there. But the more you play with it and become familiar, the more it becomes a part of you. So don't give up if you feel like, oh, I'm not tech savvy enough to do this. You are. If I can do this, you can do this. Any of us can do it. All the information of how to do this is out there. I have listed a couple of resources about Google Sites that offer some more information on how to make it. At the very bottom of this resources section, there's YouTube tutorials on how to make a class website. This is a really nice kind of tutorial of how to go through it all. And right here, easily create a Google site using new templates. Now, let me show you a couple of ideas of ways that you can use Google Sites. All right, so this is my 5th grade teams at Helmut Heights website. This template has a couple of the components that we thought was important for us to communicate with parents and students before getting to start Panther Online Learning. So when you first get to our website, this is our homepage, and right now we have our virtual open house going on. They get a little welcome to 5th grade Panthers. We're so happy to have you, kind of engaging with families. We have a little header section right here, has menu, and it has a table of contents where parents can easily click on, and it keeps scrolling down. Here's our supply list, and if they chose to, parents could just click here and it takes them to a PDF of our school's supply list. We will be posting this soon. If you notice at the top there's a little banner, you can choose to have a banner in all pages of your website. And in our case, it has a Panther Online Learning section that takes them straight to the Panther Online tab, where we have displayed the day that we start school in and some information about what Panther Online Learning will look like. Our website, or Panther Online Learning website for today, the purpose of this website is obviously to communicate with you. My purpose for this website was that you would have all resources and materials and all steps taken and given in the videos for you to have them and come back and visit them. That way you don't have to rewatch the videos if you do not want to. Will this be something that's helpful for you for a unit? Or will this be something that helps you communicate and engage with your students? The possibilities are endless.